And all the respect to this Jordanian pilot, all the respect. And of course our condolences to the whole country. And actually King Abdullah definitely was talking about the response against Daesh in this respect. And the Jordanian information minister also said more action will be taken, and even to fight the terrorist group, saying his country would begin executing radicals in response of what happened. Let's find out more about it in this report, and we'll be back.
Jordanian King Abdullah II vowed that Amman would take tough action after hanging two convicted militants in response to the burning alive of one of its pilots by the Daesh group. The gruesome murder of airman Mu'az al-Kasasba triggered international condemnation and prompted Jordan to execute two Iraqi terrorists on the death row, Sajida al-Rishari and Riyad al-Karbuli. King Abdullah cut short a visit to the United States and flew back to Amman, vowing that the blood of al-Kasasba will not be in vain. Jordanian Information Minister Mohammed al-Mamani said that Jordan was more determined than ever to fight the radical group. Amman promised to begin executing extremists in response to the murder of al-Kasasba, who was captured by Daesh when his F-16 fighter plane went down in Syria in December. Meanwhile, Syria called for a joint cooperation with Jordan in the fight against terrorism represented by Daesh and the Nusra Front. The Syrian Foreign Ministry condemned the heinous killing of Mu'az al-Kasasba, describing the execution as a despicable terrorist crime. The killing of al-Kasasba sparked outrage in Jordan and across the globe, with American President Barack Obama decrying the cowardice and depravity of the Daesh radicals. Jordanian state television suggested that al-Kasasba was killed on January 3rd before Daesh offered to spare his life and free duty in return for al-Rishari's release.
Welcome back. And even again, condemnation is not enough, even for the United States. And again, I always ask why there are certain countries supporting them, giving them weapons, giving them all the support, and then we are condemning what is happening.
You know, to how extent we can fix those countries that supporting them. This is a very important action to be taken nowadays, because and still what we have been talking about is about to how extent are we serious and willing to combat terrorism as countries of the world, because combating terrorism cannot be by one country or two countries. It should be a collective actions to be taken, and as long as it can be on an international basis or regional basis, we can be successful of these activities. The issue is that to how extent we are serious about that, and here it comes the importance of having specific actions, like number one, from where they are getting financial support. This is the question number one, and because they have very intensive weapons, they have facilities. So the issue from where they are getting facilities, besides the sources of oil that they have already putting their hand on it, and they are they are selling that to whom? Selling oil to whom? Which groups or countries are buying oil from these terrorists? These are very important questions to be addressed, and it should be addressed on, through international organizations. So I believe that these are, potentials for Arab countries and Islamic countries to start moving beside condemnation, because like you mentioned, it's quite easy to condemn, let's make a talk, but what about actions? Start to make action as Arab League. What are you doing as Arab League? As the Islamic countries, we have to take
the international community. Talking about,
the issue is that we can address European countries according to our partnership with European countries. We can address Arab League, Arab countries, we can address Islamic countries. So if you move from them, if you move on this direction and address international organizations and address international media, I believe this could have very important repercussions.
Right, and U.S. officials said on Wednesday that the United Arab Emirates would airstrike mission against Daesh group in Syria after the capture of a Jordanian pilot who has since been murdered by the militants. The United Arab Emirates pulled out of the fight soon after the pilot fell into Daesh hands in December. Just again, as you said,
results.
Right, and moving on to another headline. Russian President Vladimir Putin will pay a two-day official visit to Egypt next Monday upon an invitation by President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. During the visit, the two presidents are expected to discuss bilateral relations as well as several regional and international issues of mutual concern.
This is a very important visit during this period, and this visit is coming after the visit of President al-Sisi to Russia, discussing mutual benefit between the two countries, and still there is a very important potentials for enhancing economic, political relations between the two countries. Actually, taking into consideration the burning of activities for Russia by United States and European countries, still Russia can be considered as a very important market for Egyptian producers. And I believe that Minister of Industry paid a visit to that, and there was discussions regarding to how extent our producers can benefit from this situation. The question mark, to how extent we have benefited till now, and what are the obstacles. If there are, I believe that there are a lot of producers in Egypt that they can export to Russia. From my studies and my relations, yes, we have a long, the issue, the question mark. Which countries benefited from that? China and Turkey. These are now the first suppliers to Russia to gain, or to benefit from this situation. So the issue is that nobody mentions that from last visit of the Minister of Trade and Industry, what happened till now? These are 3 or 4 months. What happened? Do our producers, benefit from this channel or no? This is a big question mark, and we'd like to hear, and even media should address those topics, because this is a potential. We are talking now about the problem of exchange rate. If you succeed to export and you have different channels and in penetrating markets, international markets, and you have capabilities here to do that, but we need facilitations. You know that export is dominated by few exporters in Egypt. If you enlarge the capability of other middle producers and small producers, I believe this could have
Russia is the Russian market very important, especially we are suffering right now from different sanctions.
Yes.
This is going to be a very good opportunity. Why we still have to take the opportunity when it comes to business?
Because we don't work, and we don't have visions, and we don't have planning, actually, unfortunately. So the issue is that we have to benefit from this.
But we have very good opportunities, especially the President paid very special visits recently, and we can gain a lot.
Politically, it's quite important to harmonize our efforts, taking into consideration the many important challenges that are happening nowadays. So even Egypt can ease this, conflicts between Russia and European. There is a lot to be done in order to benefit, to have mutual benefit from this visit. So hopefully this visit, inshallah, could be a successful visit.
Right, and finally, Egypt's stock market main index, EGX 30, rose 0.92% on Wednesday's session, recording 10,045.93 points and a turnover of 797 million Egyptian pounds.
Very good that our stock market is doing well, and actually,
sometimes I don't understand, the ups and downs regardless of the situation.
Now, a very important factor now introduced into our stock market, which is the exchange rate. it's plays significant part, it's so the issue is that very good to have an active stock market. What we are looking forward is that our stock market, we need that to be a very important source of financing companies, specifically that we have an index for small company. So hopefully that the stock market can move forward, not for just speculation and gaining, but to be a real stock market aiming to be a source of finance for our companies, because this is quite important. What we need in Egypt is production, expansion of the existing producers, and at the same time enhancing the capabilities of small producers and large and medium.
We always talk about the problem of the small and medium enterprises and how to support them, how to work with them. This has always been the issue. Still, up to now, I don't know.
Yes. Nothing, but talking. Actually, despite that we have to be convinced that there are a lot of organizations, NGO, and even some official institutions that are working quite hard. But the issue is that how to harmonize all these efforts for the benefit of unemployed youth. This is still actually not active enough.
Right. At the end, Dr. Yommana Hamaki, Professor of Economics at Shams University. Always a pleasure having you with us on the show.
Thank you.
And right now, let's move on to check out together what is happening in the Egyptian stock market, and we'll be back to resume the breakfast show.
Egypt's market achieved its highest level since July 2008, lifted by foreign buying at an earlier trade as the central bank continued to devalue the pound. Benchmark index EGX 40 increased 0.92% to record 10,045 points, with daily stock turnover reaching £792 million. Egyptian central bank, which sets the exchange rate at which banks can trade, had devalued the pound to 7.53 per dollar from 17.14 per dollar over several auctions since January 18th. The central bank move aims at narrowing the gap between the unofficial rate and the official rate to end the black market soon. Foreign investors who were not buyers in the first half of the session closed as net sellers to the tune of £3 million, and Arab investors were net sellers to the tune of £15.8 million. Market Bellwether Commission International Bank CIB achieved the session's highest turnover at $1,101 million. rising 1.61%. Real estate developer Talat Mustafa Group came in second in turnover at £77 million, gaining 0.17%. The real estate sector continued its rising trend, with Medina Plaster Housing increasing 1.6%, Heliopolis Housing climbing 2.51%, and 6 of October Development and Investment Company selling inching up 1.1%. The border EGX 70 index was up 1.21%.